Hello, we're joined today by Pian Guthrie of Amotions.ai, and welcome to the Growth Podcast. I'm your host, Guthrie. Pian, thank you so much for making time from your busy schedule today. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. Appreciate that.
Great. So, just for context, these conversations will be part of our series where we explore how IT service leaders are navigating today's challenges. And so, without further ado, if you want to introduce yourself to our listeners, and then I'll follow after.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to be here. Hi, everyone. My name is Pian Guthrie. I'm the founder and CEO of a startup called Amotions.ai. At Amotions.ai, we're building the world's first emotional intelligence AI engine that can imagine an AI that can listen to you in live conversations, tells you on how the other person is feeling, give you suggestions on how to manage your own emotions and how to build better emotional connections and move the conversation forward in a success way. So it could be used in sales, customer success, many other conversations, and could be applied also, for example, like managers and employee communications or many other interactions.
Beautiful. Thank you for that intro. So, I'm your host, Guthrie with GrowthAmped, and this is episode number 4 in the GrowthAmped podcast series. Happy to have you, Pian. And, let's, before we get started, I just want to frame the call for the context of our listeners. So here's how the call will go. We'll start with your company's background and the industry trends that you're seeing. But then we'll discuss some of your current challenges and where you would like to be in the next 6 to 12 months, as well as the long term. And then finally, we'll wrap up by exploring any next steps, if that makes sense. The whole conversation is about 30 to 40 minutes, if that sounds good.
Yes.
Right. Awesome. Pian, tell us a little bit about your role and how it fits in the big picture, beyond the titles, because there, as a startup, I know there's so much work that a CEO and a founder has to do.
How my role fits into bigger, not just the title.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the idea of emotions come from my own personal experience. So I got my master's in sociology from Yale, and I also got a master in social science from Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. And before that, I grew up in a village in China. And after my master's from Yale, I started working as a product manager. And I found it very challenging at the time to connect well with my managers and colleagues. And I wish there's something that can follow me around and guide me on like what are the right thing to say, stop me from saying the wrong things in order to have better relationships with my colleagues at the time. So that's kind of where the original idea of emotions coming from. An AI that can be with you anywhere, anytime, that can help you be more successful in your career.
It's very critical, right? To if there's people that are newer in the I guess sales process, right, where they're learning how to interact with clients. If the call is going a certain way, but you want the outcome to be more in the positive direction, that the real time feedback can add so much value to the conversation. And I saw some of your demos on your YouTube channel where you talk about you. Literally, you're having the real time conversation, and the prompts are going on the side and telling you like, "Hey, ask this or focus on this." So really nicely tied into how the AI is coaching on the fly and helping the achievement of the outcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So tell us what a typical day for you looks like, Pian.
Yeah. Well, depending on whether there are conferences and events going on, like if there are conferences, November is a very busy conference season. So if there are conferences, then I would probably kind of be in conferences trying to meet potential customers or um, investors and partners and things like that. If there's no conference, I'm also a mom of 2 little kids, so often busy dropping off in the morning, but then you'll kind of have meetings. It could be with partners, could be with potential customers, could be with potential investors, could be with my team members talking through some of the user and customer feedback and how we can address them, how we can build the product better. Could be with my own investors and advisors. So it varies.
Got it. For sure, personal professional balance
Mhm.
is kind of hard when you're a founder and you're wearing the mom hat as well as the founder hat. It's like you have 2 kids and then you have the full time kid also, that the business that never sleeps. So I totally understand. In terms of organization, how big is your organization today uh, at
Yeah.
Amotions?
Yeah. I have myself and I have 5 other people right now, including engineers and designers. We also have a few of my advisors and angel investors that are kind of helping as well.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Now let's move the discussion to
Hmm.
industry shifts that you're seeing in the industry right now. And there's it seems like anywhere you look, there's an AI for everything. So that being said, and what you're offering is really unique in terms of the real time features, and it's not after the fact, it's during the progress. So tell us a little bit about what major industry shifts are you seeing right now.
Yeah. In terms of AI, there are a few things. There's the trend of, I mean, I think there are mostly two categories. One is having the AI to make humans be better at what they do, like be more productive. And the other one is having the AI to automate things and do things for humans and kind of just they just take over doing the jobs. So humans are not needed in some of those jobs. Um, there are there are certain things that I think AI is very good at doing and can totally. I wouldn't use the word replace human, but maybe free humans from doing some of those jobs, and they can do higher strategy jobs, like for example, like calling a pharmacist to uh, renew prescriptions and all those things. It's a lot more convenient to go through an AI. And if AI is very good at detecting what you're asking and kind of walking through the flow, it's sufficient. Now, it's not always completely done right now, but some of those are kind of can be done by AI. Now, there are certain things that AI wouldn't be able to replace yet. For example, like for certain kind of sales roles, people still want to talk to another human, especially if it's an important decision. So in the case, it's the AI helping the humans be better at what they're doing. And certain things like patient-doctor communication, people still want to be seen by our human in some cases. Same as like kind of school teachers, people don't want an AI robot to be teaching the kids yet or childcare. So some of these things we still need the humans to be around to do. Most of the AIs right now don't have a lot of emotional intelligence involved. And emotional intelligence is a skill that humans can learn and develop. It is not an easy thing to dramatically improve. So what we're looking to do is having the AI to also develop emotional intelligence, but in the meantime, kind of helping humans be better also in some of these emotion understanding and emotional kind of how to handle tough conversations and emotions. So what we're building could be used for both making humans be more productive, but also could be used to making AI be better in some of these interactions with customers or with other people, even if like as simple as ordering a review of a prescription. If the AI has a little bit more understanding of the humans and knowing like the customer seems annoyed that you're not getting what he's saying. So it will make the experience better.
For sure. That being said, do you feel like the companies are more now starting to think about adding EQ to the AI, or do you feel like you do have an edge that this is the best time to go for and turbocharge it?
When is the best time to add EQ to AI?
No, that in terms of AI offerings today in the industry,
Hmm.
do you feel like you have a competitive edge that you should totally turbocharge and try to capitalize on having significant impact on the trend?
Yeah. In terms of real-time guidance and suggestions, there are some startups trying to build in the space, and there are some bigger companies trying to build in the space. It's not an easy product to build because kind of you have to figure out how to give suggestions without much latency. You have to figure out how to give the suggestion that's very useful and accurate. You have to figure out how to give the suggestions that's actually valuable, but also not too kind of distracting for the users as they're having conversations. So it's not an easy product to build, but there are companies trying to tackle that. Now, our advantage is we are an AI native, AI first company versus some of the bigger companies. They started as building more traditional SaaS
Mhm.
and things like that. So it's harder for them to kind of architect the whole thing and think about things differently. And we also have the advantage of being a startup, more nimble and make decisions and very faster. And I personally have 3 masters in sociology. We also have a top psychologist in our team that kind of expert in emotional intelligence. Besides, we have team members with expertise in AI and software development. So all these combined give us an edge to build better and faster. And myself and a few of my team members also have experience building consumer grade products used by millions of people at companies like GoDaddy, Ticketmaster. So all these helps with making better product and product experience as well.
That's very good to hear. In terms of your growth strategy, how are these other that you said not native AI first like you, but these
Mhm.
other companies that are adding AI, how are they impacting your growth strategy when it comes to scaling up your startup?
For some of the companies, we're actually kind of more thinking about, can we partner with them? And can we offer a product through some of their marketplaces and use kind of be part of their channel partners? Because some of these bigger companies, older companies, they have been around. I mean, they are hoping to have things like what we have, but it often takes them a long time to figure out how to build this. So if we can partner with them, we can add the distribution channel, and we'll kind of have more people, some of their customers, be able to access what we have as well. So, I mean, we already have some customers and users that love what we're building, but we're always looking at like how we can increase the reach. So yeah, that's part of the thoughts. But I mean, there are other things that, for example, like I'm doing more founder-led sales or things like that to increase awareness as well versus like the bigger companies. Some of the founders of the bigger companies are still pretty involved, I think, but some other ones, they're kind of more busy with a lot of other things
Hands off.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. On the topic of integrating Amotions AI into conference calls, right? Do you have APIs or interfaces that talk to Zoom and Teams and the most frequently used ones that salespeople are
Hmm.
using with their customers? What does
Yeah.
that integrations look like today?
We're building with their APIs. So, for example, like Zoom has an API that we can build with, and we can build. We're building a Zoom app that can integrate with Zoom, similar to other video conference tools or audio call tools. I mean, in the kind of process of building with their API, we're also generating our own APIs that can integrate well with them as well.
Okay, got it. So if you were to talk about your current state today, there's two things that we want to talk about. What works really well and what is not working well, or what's a challenge. So let's talk about the positive first, right? What works well for you guys, given your strategy and where you stand today?
So we have some initial users and customers, and they found our product very helpful, especially some of the people who are, for example, like newer to sales, or sometimes English might not be their first language, and sometimes their teams, the managers and the leaders don't always have time to coach them on every call, or they don't always have time to listen to every call to coach them. And our users and customers found our product very helpful because we're the only solution that can help guide some of these team members on like what are the right thing to say at the right time. They think our product can accurately detect emotions and giving suggestions on like what is the right thing to say at this moment or right thing to ask, and making sure it's also aligned with their sales playbook and their scripts and things like that, but it's in a more dynamic way instead of just kind of copy and paste way. So yeah, they're happy with the product. They found it valuable. So, and of course there's more we can do to iterate and make the product better and more personalized, tapping in more knowledge base, more integration with different products that they use in the flow, things like that. Yeah, so that's working well. In terms of what kind of next steps or things that we want to,
Challenges.
yeah. Well, we want to grow. We want to have more people kind of using our product and more customers using our product. So always looking for different ways of how to get in front of people, get people to be aware of what we are doing. This is a new concept. So often when I just describe what we're doing, they think, oh, is that a recording? Until they see a demo or what I show them, they're like, oh, this is real time. This is not just a demo. This is not just like a recording and analyze after the fact. So a lot of time is making kind of helping people be aware that like, oh, this is possible. Because like not always people don't always think it's possible to do something like real time suggestions.
Sure.
The AI can analyze like emotions and things like that. Another part is, of course, we're always looking for people who will be excited to join us in the journey. So it could be potential investors, potential team members, potential partners, and things like that.
No, for sure. I think if we do have some time at the end, we could definitely share a little sneak peek of the demo, just so
Mhm.
it kind of helps you guys out to get some visibility. What metrics are you most focused on improving where you stand today?
Metrics that we're focused on it's mainly we want to focus on kind of number of active users, but we also want to focus on improving kind of we want to get a few more customers that are happy with what we're building, finding it valuable. So these are the main ones that we want to focus on, like happy users, happy customers.
Talking about customers, do you have an ideal customer profile or ICP, like we like to call it in marketing jargon?
Yeah. So I mean, we have ideal users and then we have ideal customers sometimes. So ideal users could be, for example, like someone in sales or customer success. Sometimes they might be new to sales or earlier in the career, and they are open to having suggestions. They think suggestions could help them improve, and they think they have room to improve, and they will always welcome. I mean, a lot of times, like if, for sales, if we can prove that we can help them make more money, I think people will often find it valuable and help them increase conversion rates and reduce sales cycle time, reduce run time, things like that. Now, the buyers could be the leaders, could be a founder, um, could be a head of sales, could be head of customer success, could also be in a bigger company, could also be head of revenue operations, head of sales enablement. And I mentioned our use cases could be expanded to a lot more other use cases. So if people want to use it for internal communication, between managers, employees, so could be the business leaders, founders, head of HR, other use cases, and then depending on, we also have people from coming from kind of automotive companies coming to us and see if they can use our software. So in that case, it could be their kind of software strategy and things like that.
That's nice. I would not have pictured auto. That's a very interesting use case.
Yeah. So the use cases, because right now, like for example, in a car, the cars are trying to get more and more smart, and they want to
Yes,
understand like who are the people driving, or who are the passengers, and how the cars can give suggestions to help them be more entertained in the car, understand how they feel at the moment. So it's also real time suggestions.
interesting.
Mm.
Okay, that's good insights. So thank you. We we're diving into our future goals section. So where do you want to be in 6 to 12 months from now in terms of org size, revenue, customer base?
Hmm. Yeah. And there's a plan of without adding additional funding, and then there's a plan for adding additional funding. And if we're adding the additional funding, we're looking into invest in more hiring full-time engineers, more full-time engineers and designers, investing more go-to-market and things like that. With that, then we want the revenue in the next 12 months to be a million. About like $1 million revenue, and we want to have more customers. If we think about kind of having um, adding, for example, like 100 companies or so that can use our product and find it valuable and useful. I mean, there's also a plan of more kind of in the route with our current angel investment and more conservative way, then that's a different.
Gotcha. No, that's a good goal setting for the next 6 to 12. Are you guys using any uh, customer acquisition strategies today beyond organic? How are most of your customers finding out about you and getting in the door today?
There are a few ways. There are people who found us through like kind of post in online forums, word of mouth, and things like that. And then we have people who found us through like events that I presented at events or I met them at events. And then we have people who we get in touch through LinkedIn, and a little bit of email as well. We kind of just looking into more, going back to doing a little bit more. And then I do post quite a bit online. So there's like social media posting. People found us through also social media posts as well.
No, for sure. So yeah, you mentioned the goal. We just talked about the goals that you had for the business for the next 6 to 12 months. If you had a magic wand, what is one thing you would fix in your business to that's holding you back and or slowing you down? What would that one thing be?
Magic one would be making all the people could benefit from Emotions AI, to be aware of what we're doing, so that they can, and also help them have be um, knowledgeable about what we're doing, so that if they think it's valuable, they could find us, they could come to us, or great chances for us to meet them.
Yeah. That's an interesting point. Is there a model that individuals can sign up for emotions outside of, if their company wants to or doesn't want to, that's secondary, right? But if there's a new sales guy out there that wants to invest in himself.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anyone can come to our website to sign up to try for free, and they can also pay for the pay version themselves. So it's not necessary that you're part of a company to try a product. Yeah, of course, we welcome companies, and we can kind of embed their company knowledge base and things like that. But individuals can use that product as well.
No,
It's
that's good because
emotionsinc.com or Amotions.ai.
yes. Yeah, and I will be sharing the links to your company as well when I publish this.
Mhm.
So I think that wraps up the Q&A part of this. So looks like we can spend about 10 to 12 minutes on a demo, actually, if you have something up that you want to pull up and
Sure.
walk us through.
Yeah, happy to share. So I just kind of do a quick show of.
Sure. Does it require you and I having a simulated conversation, or how is that?
Well, I actually have our AI to listen to our conversation for a part of it so far. So it
Perfect.
detected that you were curious, and then kind of it give me suggestions on what are the right thing to ask.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
Amazing.
and then below that, it's actually some of this is it's from some of our one of our customers. They have their own kind of agenda, and then you can go through the as the call is going on. The AI will give suggestions based on their agenda, and kind of making sure the AI can give suggestions based on what they think their playbook would include. So yeah, and it detected you're excited, so it's kind of give me suggestions what
Good.
excites you the most about our solution. Now I can also do a demo of, like, if this is a sales process, like what it looks like. So in this demo, this gentleman is a potential customer, and then I was the salesperson. So you can also see what the AI gives suggestion in the
Absolutely.
sales
Yeah.
concept. So the audio might not come through, but you can kind of see. I just show you what kind of suggestions.
Yeah, go ahead and just tell us a little bit about this conversation, and if there's any key anchor points that you want to, say, hey, look what the AI suggested. I think, given the technology limitations, we can at least dive into some of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in this conversation, the AI is listening and to see kind of what kind of objections, what kind of questions this gentleman have, and what kind of subtle emotions that he might have. So the AI detected that he's a little bit that this gentleman say something like, "Oh well, what I'm a little bit concerned that people might look like they're reading a script if they're using a product in as a salesperson." And so the AI detect that is a little bit skeptical, and then the AI give me a suggestions like, "Hey, yeah, I agree. Like we don't want you to sound like you're reading from a teleprompter. So we're giving you kind of quick guidance and suggestions, and then you're using it to adjust your conversation, so not like reading a word by word, but it's more like a GPS when you're driving. It can guide you on where to go as well. So it has the suggestions and also has the kind of the emotion detections and what are the right thing to say. And as I was showing earlier in kind of the UI, we can also take company knowledge base and then give suggestions on how to quickly answer companies' questions and things like that, like product questions and information. We did build another product earlier that it's you can also practice a conversation without AI before you jumping into a real one.
Huh.
So in this case, you can practice have the AI to play the role of a customer, and then you can have the AI to talk through different kind of scenarios. Um, you can talk to the AI with text or voice. So there's a way for you to get familiar before you jump into a real conversation. So some of our customers like to use both so that they can both get familiar, but also having the real time suggestions. And these will kind of uh, reinforce and inform each other in the product as well.
No, that's great. Is there any kind of goal setting we can do inside this based on, what are the salesperson or the user's goals, right? He wants to achieve a certain outcome. Is there a way to
Yeah.
say, hey, this is where I want to be at the end of this call? Help me get there.
Yes. Yeah. We're adding a way for you to say this is the objection of the call, and we're also adding a way for you to say that this is your role in this call. If you want to say in this call, this is a customer success call. I mainly want to retain this customer versus like a sales. Like I want to convert this. This is the first conversation. I want to have at least arrange a second conversation. So yeah, you can set the goal. That someone even asked, can I use it for internal communications with my team? And you can set objections, or can I use it with the investor call, so you can set objections for all these as well.
Gotcha. No, this is great. Uh, our viewers are going to really like it, and I hope I can help generate some interest from those that are aspiring to be sales folks and trying to convert their prospects better into customers. I appreciate you sharing that, Pian Pian.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Is there before we end the recording, is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners?
Well, my email is pnpn at emotions.inc.com, and you can also find me on LinkedIn. Happy to connect. And if you have any interest in leveraging our product, or kind of joining us as an investor partner, or we're also looking for team members to join kind of AI with AI talents and backgrounds and engineering side as well as the sales side. So yeah, happy to connect, and thanks again for having me.
Absolutely. Are you only looking for talent that is in the States, or are you open to people applying for roles outside that are based, today we all work from home or remotely.
Yeah, we're open for global talent. We're remote companies.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for making time this morning. This was a very valuable conversation. I learned something new. Um, and I wish you continued success in this. And, it was a pleasure hosting you. And I hope you helped you kind of get your thoughts out there, and we'll, happy to help in any way share your message with the world.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that you have me over. Enjoy the
Anytime.
conversation.
All right. Your pleasure's mine.